Are you looking to smooth your 3D prints but are tired of using things like molding paste and resin that are not only expensive but toxic and smelly? My name is Moose. Welcome to the Star Forge. Let's get educated. Now, there are a million ways that you can finish your 3D prints. Lots of people use molding paste, resin, acetone. There's a ton of ways to do it, and this is just one that I found recently that I think is super easy and gives great results. So the two things you're going to need are Rust-Oleum textured spray paint and your good old Rust-Oleum 2-in-1 filler and sander. Now, this process is insanely simple, but does require a little bit of patience. Now, the first thing you're going to want to do is put a nice thick layer of your textured Rust-Oleum onto your print. Now, be warned that this comes out much harder than most normal spray paints do. So don't let that catch you off guard, and make sure you have somewhere where you can have a little bit of overspray. The next thing we're going to do is wait 10 minutes. Alrighty, now that it's been 10 minutes, we're gonna give it a nice solid layer of our sandable, fillable 2-in-1 primer. Now, as always, when you're spray painting anything, make sure you are in a well-ventilated area. For example, we are outside today, and if possible, wear PPE like gloves or respirators. Now, obviously, spray paint is not quite as dangerous for you as the fumes from resin can be, but either way, it's never good to be breathing this kind of stuff in, so whenever possible, make sure you are wearing something to cover your nose and mouth, skin, and eyes. Now, after 24 hours, you're gonna end up with a piece that should look something like this. It should have almost a concrete-like texture on it. It'll be a little rough. That's because of the textured paint. And it may not look the best, but it should be pretty hard to see all the layer lines. Now, once you get to this point, it's really up to you how you want to continue from here. So some people will go straight to a high grit sand on it, and some will start really low and work their way up. I typically like to do a 120 grit sand and a 600 grit sand, and that gets me a finish that looks something like this in the middle. You can see some of the textured paint underneath, but what you can't see is any layer lines, and that is what we care about. Now, obviously, like every other method, this method of finishing 3D prints has its pros and cons. The pros being it is very, very simple, it is very easy, and it's a good way to get even coverage across the entire print. One issue I have with a lot of prints when using molding paste is it will gunk itself up in some of the smaller areas or more finely detailed areas. And one issue with resin is that it is obviously very toxic to work with, and it can take a long time to cure if you are doing a large piece like a chest plate or a back plate. Now, I cannot take full credit for this method. I learned it from a local member of the Mando Mercs, shout out Rancor Clan, and it has helped me so much in terms of accelerating my work on my Mando kit. There's no more painting with resin for 2 hours and then spending another 30 minutes curing it. I can just do a few big pieces at a time, wait a day, and come back and sand them. If you think this method is gonna help you with your next 3D print, let me know. I love hearing from you guys and hearing what kind of progress you guys make. And if you have any ways to kind of, improve on or reverse engineer this thing, let me know. This is by no means the end all be all. There's a million ways to do it, and I always am down to learn new ways to do things. So please let me know. If this helped you, drop it a like, and we'll see you guys next time.